Hey YouTube. Alright, so welcome back to another video. Today is Thursday. It's like the hottest day of the year so far. It's like 107 with like 115 heat index. So I'm just sweating my ass off in here, but at least I got a little bit of a breeze, so that's good. So my goal for today, as you guys seen in the last video, that I drove the car out and drove it around, and she idles good, everything's working properly. So what I need to do now is I need to take this hose and this filler tube and go up to like AutoZone or O'Reilly's, and I just need to try to get like 10 or 15 feet of hose that's this size, and then that way everything will fit properly and I can run everything. So I went ahead and put some RTV on my fittings and tightened those down the other day. And then I seen somebody on Facebook in the group had 3D printed a mount and like drilled holes and mounted it right here in their subframe. So it gave me a good idea just to bolt mine there since I have this bracket. So I went ahead and got that bolted on there. And so now it's got my feed going out that way. Is going to go towards the intercooler, and that's just going to pump everything through. And so that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So now I had to move all this shit out of the way so I could get up here to actually unbolt this from the intercooler. And then I'm also going to have to buy some more of these worm drive clamps, because I need 8 of them total and I have 1, so I need 7 more. And then that way that'll give me enough to get everything plumbed. And then I'm probably just going to get some more coolant. And I have a little bit, like a half a gallon or so left from whenever I filled this up and topped it off. So I use that little bit of coolant, and I'm just going to have to get another like $7 or $8 pre-mix jug. And that way I can just have coolant running through there. And then once it's plumbed up and full of fluid and everything, then I'll actually be able to go drive this thing on the road once I get insurance and everything. So that's coming next too. Like right now I don't know, I'm just kind of behind with money shit and been paying tickets and stuff, so I'm trying to keep stuff coming and, you know, getting stuff accomplished on this thing, because I want to get this thing done and out of here so I can get the Grand Am moved to this storage. And I'm just going to eliminate the whole other storage that the Grand Am is in, because this one is 2 or 3 feet wider and it's about 5 feet or 6 feet deeper. So this is just, it's not twice as big, but it's pretty dang close to being double the size of what the other one is. And this is a bigger car, and it has way more space. So with the Grand Am in here, it's going to have even more space on both sides, because it's not as wide, and it's not as long. But, yeah, so that's pretty much the plan with storages. But so right now, I've got about 50 or 60 bucks that I can spend out of my check. So I'm going to grab this stuff and go ahead and put it in the car. Now I've got to put all this stuff back in here until I get back, and then I'll pull it all back out. So I'm going to load this up now so I can take that with me, and I'll be able to go up and get some hose and some more coolant. And then whenever I make it back over here with the hose and the coolant, then I'll give you guys another update. So y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, so I just got back from Walmart, AutoZone, and O'Reilly's. So I went to Walmart first, and they had some Valvoline transmission fluid for like $21, and then the coolant was $10. And I couldn't find that other jug. I think it's in the parts car at the house, but I wasn't trying to go all the way home. And then I went ahead and got the clamps while I was at Walmart, because it was like $3.50 something for this 6-pack, versus it was like $4.99 for just 2 clamps at AutoZone and O'Reilly's. So this way I get a bunch of extra clamps for $1 cheaper. And these are like $3.99 for a 5-pack of towels. And then this was 15 bucks, just paint for the car, for getting the front bumper, the new front bumper painted. It's up there. And then so I got the hose they only had 7 feet at AutoZone, and it's just regular old Armor Mart heater hose. So I got 7 feet from AutoZone, and then I went to O'Reilly's and got another 7 feet. And so I got this hose with the paint and the rags at AutoZone, and it was only like $20, and this was like $14.99 for the paint, and this was like $3.99. So I don't think he even charged me for the hose. And then whenever I went to O'Reilly's, just this hose was $20. So I got lucky and didn't get charged for the hose. And then I got a notification on my card where it said that my card was declined at O'Reilly's for the 2nd, and they didn't even take the money off yet. So I don't know, it said approved and I got the receipt, but on my card it's showing that that I still have the money, and I got a notification saying that my card was declined and no money was taken off. Yeah, there's shop towels and the paint for $20.38, and they didn't even charge me for the hose. And then this is from O'Reilly's, and it was just the hose. It was $19.47. And then that's from Walmart. It was $50 at Walmart for the trans fluid, the antifreeze, and the hose clamps. So I spent like $70 today, but it's only taken off like $26. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. I'm sure they'll probably pull the money off my card later on once they figure out what's going on. But I've got pretty much everything I need, so I'm about to start just getting this all measured up and trying to get all this plumbed and get it going into the pump. And then that way I can at least start getting this all hooked up. And then I have a toggle switch right here, so I think I'm going to use the toggle switch to run the intercooler pump, so I can just turn it off and on. And originally I was kind of wanting to just run it with the ignition, so when you turn the ignition on it automatically starts running. But I don't know, I want to do it whichever way is going to be the easiest. And I'm pretty sure the way that it was hooked up, that someone had it hooked up on a toggle. So see, as you can tell, it had a pin, it was in something, toggle switch. So yep. But I'm gonna go ahead and quit rambling on, and I'm gonna start getting all this hose fit on here and getting everything routed, and probably gonna have to zip tie them together out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hose from here and go right up through the hole here, so it can come out right here by the battery, and then just kind of snake right up under there. So that's what I'm gonna work on right now. So y'all stay tuned and I'll keep you guys updated. Alright you guys, so I've been working on this thing for about 20-30 minutes. I've got pretty much everything plumbed. So here's my 2 lines. So I've got the top line here. It's coming from the intercooler, coming down into the cooler. And then it's going to run through the cooler, come out here. It's going to go into the pump. The pump's going to pump it back up and pump it up this way. There's into the fill tube, and then into this side of the intercooler. So that's pretty much the whole system there. The only thing I'm worried about is the belts rubbing the hoses, because they are super close, at least to the supercharger belt. So I do have them zip tied together right there. It's very, very close. And then I don't even have the fuse box cover on here, and if I had it on here, this wouldn't fit like this. So I don't know how everybody else has routed this. I've seen people route them up here and come back down. I'm not really sure how everyone else was doing it, but I've got it hooked up. So this will at least be functional, and that's what I'm going for, is functionality. So I'm gonna grab the coolant and at least start filling this up. I still have to get all the wiring for the intercooler pump hooked up so I can power the pump on and make sure there's no air bubbles in it. But at least for now, I can at least get the system full of coolant and make sure there's no leaks anywhere from anything. Make sure the intercooler don't leak, or the heat exchanger, I'm sorry. And then I never did even test to see if the intercooler plate itself leaked, so hopefully not. But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna grab this thing of coolant here and the funnel, and I'm gonna start filling this thing up. And then once I get it completely full, whether it takes this whole jug of coolant or if it just gets full before it's empty, then I'll start working on the wiring. And even if I can just plug it in and just jump the power just to make sure that it works, and you know, just to circulate the coolant and make sure that everything's working properly, and then we'll go from there. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here in a few. Alright y'all, so I'm working on wiring up the intercooler pump. And so it came with this relay and this wiring. So this is a fuse block with a 20 amp fuse. It's good. So I hooked this up to power like so. And then this one is my ground, so I hook it up to ground like so. And this is my trigger, and it makes the relay click, but the pump wasn't doing anything. So I was like, okay, well I need to test this pump. So I just completely undid this from the pump, and it looks just like an injector plug. So I found an extra injector plug that I had laying around and plugged it on there. And now, whenever I take my wires and stick them in here, the pump actually kicks on. I don't know if you heard that or not. Okay, I had to regroup back. Alright, so pump works. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to use that toggle switch right here just to kind of wire this up to this battery, just so that I can fill it and run the pump and just kind of circulate and make sure everything's working properly and get the system full. And then once everything's full, then I'll have to go through and figure out this wiring to get it hooked up correctly. But it's coming along. It's definitely getting there. So I'm about to pop open this coolant and grab a funnel and start filling this up. Make sure we have no leaks. Let's kind of run that pump. Make sure everything's cycling like it's supposed to. And then we'll start her up. And well, once I get all the pump wired, then I can turn it on and have it running, start it up, and that should at least keep the intake air temps a hell of a lot cooler. And then I also have my scan gauge in here somewheres. Yeah, it's down there in the floorboard. Oh, I can't get to it. But yeah, I bought this, paid like $150 for this thing, like 7 or 8 months ago. Yeah, this is a scan gauge too. And I've had it hooked up in here before, whenever I had the first engine. But this one does not read KR for some reason. I don't know why. Unless it's just in a setting that I haven't found yet. And then my buddy David gave me this boost gauge, manual boost gauge. So I want to try to hook that up too. But man, shit is coming together. I've made a hell of a lot of progress. I'm getting shit done. So I'm going to keep working on this thing. I'm going to get this system filled up with coolant. And then just run this pump a little bit. And then I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright, you guys. So had to do a little bit of wiring some shit. But I got this wired up. Alright, y'all, so I've pretty much got everything wired up. I've got the system full. I still just have it ghetto rigged right now, just so I can run it and just make sure everything's good. So I'm going to have to move the hood and that fucking piece that goes on the bottom of the front bumper. I still got to move the front bumper off the roof. And just move a couple other things around. And then I'm about to start her up. Get the pump on. I'm going to pull her back out. And just make sure everything's working like it's supposed to. Let her get up to temp again. And I got to top off the trans fluid with the trans fluid there. So I'm just going to move the hood and move that other piece and get that bumper off the roof. And then I'll get you guys on the tripod and start her up and pull her out. Alright, you guys, I'm about to go start her up, turn this pump on. Fell off, so I guess I'm gonna zip tie that battery down on there real quick and get that secured. Very tight fit. Alright, sorry guys. I got it pulled out. I don't know why the power steering got low or something. I guess it sucked it down. I know, I'm definitely probably going to have to change these around and have the feed go into the cooler and then the return go up there. Because with the fill neck being here, it's pumping straight up and it's trying to shove it out instead of through the cooler. So, yeah, it keeps making it want to overflow. But can't even tell if anything's even making it through there. Alright, I'm gonna kill the car. Just want to leave that pump pumping. It is not like that at all. Yeah, it is not like that at all. Okay. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to redo that. That was kind of a waste of time and energy, I guess. Looks like that's kind of kinked a little bit there. Damn, it's always something. Alright, I guess I'm gonna keep working on this intercooler system and I'll keep you guys updated. Alright, so I started her back up, so I didn't have to change any of the hose. I just had to stick a bolt in there and into that drain tube, and then that keeps the pressure down so it's not wanting to overflow. So now it's circulating like it's supposed to. I was able to add just a little bit more coolant. It only took about half a gallon to fill that whole system, which I don't think that's enough, but seems to be running constant right there. It's flowing. I just can't take the lid off with it running or else it wants to overflow. So definitely gonna have to put that fill tank somewhere else to get it full. But man, I'm really happy with it. It's coming along. So I'm just gonna let this thing run, keep letting that circulate. Probably move the car forward a little bit more so I can see any more drips or anything. Now I can at least get it in boost. Still running 52 PSI, the fuel pressure. I still gotta fix the exhaust leak and get that gasket in there, but I'm super happy. Making a shit ton of progress. And then yeah, that paint that I got for the front bumper, it actually looks like it's a different color, different shade of red. So I don't think that can is gonna work. I'll probably have to take it back so I can get the correct color. It's a little bit darker than what they gave me. There she is, she's out of the storage again. So I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way and pull her up here into the shade. I might just drive her around the lot again. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this stuff. I do need to top off the trans fluid and I guess the power steering fluid as well, since it's whining. Got to see what's up with that. But she is coming together. So I'm gonna get some stuff picked up, top off this trans fluid and this power steering and just make sure everything's good, and then I'm gonna go drive her around and I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I just got back from Quick Trip. I just drove like right across the street. like a block away. And I just went up there and filled it up with 91. It was like $36 for a quarter tank. But she's driving good. She shifted great. I got back over here and checked the fluid, and it went down, and it was like wasn't even on the dipstick anymore. So I just put in a whole nother gallon, checking it, and now it's like right below the second dot here. So I just put the rest of that fluid in there. Let's see what she's looking like now. There we go, she's full now. Alright, trans fluid is full. So, I'm definitely going to have to get the pump wired. Looks like I'm losing my coolant out of the intercooler because that's sucking that flat. Something's going on. There we go. Alright, so we need to get more coolant. Top that off. But man, I'm super excited. Alright, here I'm going to put the camera down so I'm not dumping coolant all in my fuse box. And then I'll give you guys another update here in just a minute. Okay, well that's not good. So I was just sitting here chilling, and all of a sudden something fell. And guess what it was? Right out of the middle of my fucking brand new fan. That's ridiculous. So now I've got to message this seller and see if I can get a replacement fan, because this is like its fourth run and its very first actual drive. I mean, it's only been sitting here running for like maybe 30 or 45 minutes, somewhere in there. And I mean, this is like its fourth run cycle of 30 minutes or longer. That's crazy. So, yeah, now I have to figure out what the hell I'm going to do about my other radiator fan. So, well, that sucks, but at least it happened now and not once I was actually driving it. So I figured out what happened with the intercooler hose. How it squeezed together was the battery died, and it was just trying to, I don't know, but it was squeezing the hose together. So I grabbed this other battery and hooked it up, and the pump came right on. And as you can see, it's still full. So but that's okay. Shit happens. That's why this is a, you know, trial and error, and just kind of shake down, making sure everything's working how it's supposed to. And that's every once in a while, this is shit that happens. So I've got to take a couple of pictures of this and send them to the seller and see what we can get figured out on another set of fans. Because if that's how cheap they are, then I don't know, I might just get a another set, like, or just get a refund from them and just get a different set from somebody else. And it kind of sucks. The factory fans are just a little bit too thick to run in there, and they don't mount to the radiator in any way, because this is for the 97 to 03, not a 04 to 08. But it does fit in there, and I did make it work. But yeah, so shit happens. But alright, I guess should have been running really well. The trans temp was like 164 or something. Let's see. So you can see the actual temp was just right there in the middle. Trans temp was 161 when I just shut it off. And it sucks. Unfortunately, that is what happens sometimes. So, alright, well, I'm going to move a few things out of the way over here. And then I'm just going to back this back in to the storage for now. And just start getting everything picked up. Because I have to be at work super early tomorrow. Because we have an hour-and-a-half drive for Stillwater to go to the job that I'm going to work tomorrow. So I've got to be at the shop in Broken Arrow by 5:45. And normally we don't even get there till 6:30 or 7. So I've got to be there super early. But I'm happy with the progress. The car did its first maiden voyage today, driving on the street. It wasn't very far or very long. I still didn't get into boost or nothing or get on it hard. I just cruised, made sure she shifted, seemed to shift through all the gears great. And so I'm very happy with the progress so far. So I guess I'm just gonna put her up for the night, and I'll probably come back over here tomorrow after I get off work, just depending on how tired I am and how hot it is, and if I feel like getting anything done. So I think that's going to be it for this video, you guys. And yeah, so if you guys like the videos, please leave me a like. If you learned something, leave me a comment down in the comment section. And if you want to see more on the car, because like I said, there's still more. Still got to paint the bumper. Still got to get the fuel pump swapped out. There's still some more stuff to do. I still got to actually wire up that intercooler pump, because that toggle is just not going to work. So there's definitely still more stuff that's got to get done on this thing. So if you guys want to see more on it, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on the videos. And of course, yeah, I've now got to swap out the radiator fans. God, that's crazy. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, y'all. So you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.